My name is Cathy Engberg. I'm an oil painter, and I currently live in Peoria, Illinois. We moved there about 6 years ago to be closer to our children and grandchildren. I grew up in the Chicago suburbs. And when I got married, we moved around a little bit, but we settled in Lake County, Illinois, up by the Wisconsin border. And when my kids were little, I took some classes at the College of Lake County. A lot of color and design, drawing and painting. That's pretty much the extent of my formal training. I ended up working in web development for many years, and about 10 years ago I put that all aside and went into fine art full-time. For my paintings that will be in the Drawn to the Water exhibit with Mandy rowing, have the theme of water. Lots of water. I wanted to paint the figure playing in and around water, from the backyard pool to the ocean. I find inspiration all around me. I like to paint the figure, human or animal. I'm inspired by the way light falls on the figure. Sometimes it's the activity of the figure, that the figure's in, what the figure's doing. Yeah, I do. I paint from photos. So I take a ton of photos, and I collect photos. And with those photos, I have a lot to pull from when I have an idea for a composition. So I'll take them and edit them and combine them, crop them, and make a scene that says what I wanted to say, and then I'll paint from that. I try to design compositions that people can relate to, and I hope to try to spark a memory in a viewer of a place they've been that's similar, something they've done that was similar, happy memories, something to make them smile. Yeah, you know, we make maybe the yearly trip to the lake and sometimes the ocean, but I collect a lot of photos at that time, and I always have plenty to draw from. Well, I paint from the photo, so it starts with a photo, and I do a lot of work in Photoshop with that before I even get started. I'm an oil painter, so I've experimented in other mediums, but I always come back to oil, and that's where I am. And I like a smooth surface, so I use paint on wood. I mean, I have a monitor. I paint from. I bring the photo up on the monitor, and I paint from that onto the wood. I've recently added cold wax medium into my oils, so that gives it a lot more texture, and I think a lot more interest. And I like being able to paint in layers and reveal earlier layers, which is kind of fun. I've been using the palette knife more, and that helps loosen me up and helps me move away from the photo and draw more from my imagination and memory. I start with a bright underpainting, and I try to reveal it in certain places.
Nice. And how has your work changed over time?
I think it's the cold wax medium that I bring into it, and moving away from the photo and pulling more from my memories and imagination. I at one time was very strict to the photo, really stuck to that. So as more and more I loosen up and pull away. I enjoy that a lot more. I always drew a lot, and then I never had any real direction till I took those classes in Lake County, and I was so excited to be in those. I didn't go to college, so that was my only experience with it. I did independent study with Reggie Coleman, and took every class that he provided, and but then when I got into web development, that really fell away for years. And then as soon as I started dabbling in it again, I couldn't even go back to the web. I had to just paint. When I take photos, I take lots of photos, and they aren't good photos. They're just blurs. Fast, people from far away. So I paint those, and nothing is a portrait. it's more just the gesture I was looking for, and you wouldn't recognize the people most of the time, but a lot of them are my grandchildren and family, but most are people that I've made up or modified. My first inspirations when I first got back into it was Karen Jerk. She's out of Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. There's just so many. You know, then you have the masters of Van Gogh and Cezanne, but you know, I don't try to emulate those. It's more the living artists that I'm inspired by, and it's more and more the abstract artists. I'm nowhere near abstract, but I'm always excited when I can add a little bit of abstraction into my painting, so that is my goal, to move a little bit more towards that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited and honored to be showing at the McLean County Art Center. I always like to be a part of the shows that happen here and this area. It's one of the first areas when I moved into this central Illinois that was accepting and encouraging, and I really always feel welcomed when I'm showing in Bloomington.